They held their first meeting in September, submitted a budget proposal in October, and took ethics training in December. Chair Shannon Murphy tells KUAM the board is eager to get started, but they can't do a thing until they get their $200,000 budget. So we asked Bureau of Budget Management and Research head Lester Carlson what the holdup was.
Rome wasn't built in a day. The coronavirus is not going to be solved overnight. Standing up a commission that did not have a fund source to support it takes a little longer to effectuate, simply because there just needs to be some identification of available funds.
The Ethics Commission's role to investigate alleged ethics violations committed by government employees. Carlson said there was no funding for it in the fiscal year 2020 budget. Another campaign promise made by the governor, establishing a government improvement hotline that would take complaints about fraud and abuse. This hotline would be based out of Adelup. With either of these up and running, we asked Carlson if the public was still able to submit ethics complaints to commission members in the meantime.
That requires an investigator. That might require some legal assistance. It's certainly going to require, some management level people. So, is the board, a policy board, should they be doing the investigatory work that is then ultimately provided to them for review? I think that you cannot do both, and you should not do both.
Murphy tells KUAM the commission's budget will be used to hire an executive director, administrative officer, investigator, and legal counsel. Now, once that's done, before the commission can accept complaints, it still has to create a process to receive those complaints, create a public awareness campaign, implement an education campaign, and move into an office.
We are in the process of finalizing the fund source in 2020 to allow for that all to happen.
Carlson said the money will come from appropriate and available general fund monies, but he adds that the Commission's fiscal year 2022 budget of $400,000 was included in the governor's budget request sent down to the legislature. So that means it could be next year before the public is able to file ethics complaints with the body.
In 2021, they'll be better situated to really be focusing on what they've been charged to do.
Carlson said finishing touches are being put on the old legislature building, but he said even without a home, if the body gets its money, it can do its job.
The facility is not yet ready. It's close to being ready, but that doesn't prevent them from, once the fund source is available, from bringing on essential staff. That's my primary goal, is to provide them with essential staff so that in the interim they can still address their mandates.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Thanks, Chris. Also tonight, long-standing questions about our community's future political status will be in focus in a high-level forum this weekend in Puerto Rico. Sponsored by one of the Commonwealth's top universities, a number of territorial experts will be discussing what it means to be an unincorporated territory. Nestor Lecanto has our next report.
Former Congressman and UOG President Dr. Robert Underwood will participate in a panel discussion at the Puerto Rico event. He says the forum is driven in part by House Resolution 641, introduced by Natural Resources Committee Chairman Raul Grijalva of Arizona, which basically holds that the Supreme Court's decisions on the so-called insular cases were racist and ethnocentric and adopted a separate but equal doctrine that should be rejected as unconstitutional.
At one level, the unincorporated territorial status created by the insular cases, which says that you are owned by the United States but not part of the United States. But then statutorily, when the Guam Organic Act was passed, it clearly states in there, Guam is an unincorporated territory. And by that, I think they meant that there's a lot of options that are foreclosed for you. Don't think you can ever become a state. Don't think you can ever, do something else that establishes that relationship. So I guess theoretically, at one level, if that's removed, then it may mean more options.
Underwood says Puerto Rico, which he calls the 800-pound gorilla in territorial affairs because of its population of more than 3 million, has also been keen to redefine its political relationship with the U.S.
So what they have amassed are a number of leading authorities on the subject in Puerto Rico has been more interested in this topic than I think other territories. And so they are going to study what is the meaning of unincorporated territorial status and what happens if we become incorporated territories. Does that mean that we're on an automatic path to statehood?
And Underwood believes Guam should be careful about what it asks for.
We're always raising the issue that Guam should be a full participant in all federal programs as American citizens. But of course, that's a decision made by Congress, and it's also a decision partially tied to do you pay income taxes? So what does that mean in terms of programmatic participation, and what does it mean also in terms of future taxation? And does it really open the door to statehood, or does it will that be resisted?
Underwood was asked to speak on what unincorporated has meant from the perspective of a small and remote territory like Guam. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Leconto.
From the crime beat tonight, 22-year-old Paulo Dreyfus was arrested on rape charges after a woman came forward to police. Court documents state that the victim was at Dreyfus' home on the 2nd of this month when he allegedly straddled her on a mattress and began touching her. The victim told Dreyfus she did not want to have sex with him, and he allegedly ignored her, holding her down and sexually assaulting her. Documents further state Dreyfus told police he apologized to the victim after the event. He was charged with 3rd and 4th degree criminal sexual conduct. Elsewhere, it began with expired tags and later into an arrest for drugs. 35-year-old Viorel Cruz was pulled over by police on the 4th for a violation and also had an expired driver's license and no documentation for the Acura Integra he drove. Cruz was acting nervous, fidgeting with items inside the vehicle, state court documents. It was then the police noticed a small plastic resealable bag sticking out from under his hat. Cruz removed the object of clothing and admitted it contained ice. He said he bought it for $30 and had been smoking the substance for the last 3 months. Cruz was charged with drug possession. 36-year-old Anthony Kitsutsu was arrested in the early morning hours of March 3rd after a traffic stop. Court documents state his license plate on the vehicle he was driving did not match the car's VIN number. When police asked if he had drugs or weapons, he told them he had an ice pipe in the driver's seat door. Police also found suspected meth in 2 small resealable bags. Kitsutsu told police he took the license plate from an abandoned vehicle after his plates were confiscated. He also admitted to smoking ice because it takes his mind, he said, off being homeless. Kitsutsu was charged with drug possession as well and removal of vehicle identification. Elsewhere, the Guam Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission recently held their monthly meeting, and topping their agenda was Senator Jim Moylan's bill, which proposes to authorize the Post Commission to establish a standardized and uniform general force leadership structure tier and pay scale for Category 1 peace officers. The senator spoke before the commission to explain how the bill would assist in getting qualified people to become peace officers for the community.
It's difficult to pass that post-requirement test. So actually, speaking with Department of Administration, Mr. Byrne said there's about a 70% fail rate. So we know the governor wants to get 100 new police officers out there, and we want to support that. I mean, it's needed for the island with all our situation of drugs and crime. We're working with, for future here, working with John Fernandez and Mary Okada to create a track for peace officers. Submitted on for
Moylan says that with training starting in high school, they will be ready to take the test, adding the measure should help improve and retention stats and grow our peace officer corps. Please stay tuned. Trend Spotting is coming up.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now. Attention Guam business owners. Green Energy Solutions would like to help you save on your power bill. We supply various LED lighting, energy-efficient air conditioners, solar thermal VRF systems, and solar panels. You can count on our product warranty and quick turnaround and immediate response service. GESI has saved other local businesses over 80% off their power. Call us to see how much we can save your business. Call us today at 647-8111 or visit GESIGuam.com for more information.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
half a day. I'm in the club.
From celebrating Mesh Chamorro to off-island activists protesting for Chamorro-lands, here's what's coming up next on Trendspotting. Half a day and happy Mesh Chamorro, everyone. I'm Cami Aguirola and welcome back to another episode of Trendspotting. Here are the topics that had you talking this week. On Monday, we celebrated the Chamorro History and Heritage Day by taking a visit down south. After learning how to make coconut candy from Carlos Paulino at Gef Pagu, Jason and Sabrina made their way down to Umatic for a few village tours, some sling lessons, and the reenactment of Magellan's Landing. The people of Umatic and Inarajan made the experience very welcoming, warm, and special, and we shared some of our moments in the forms of a live stream on Facebook and pictures on Instagram. Viewers were in love with the performances and images and had some of this to say. At Brie_Brie said, "Thank you for posting KUAM, Biba." At Gonzos_Queen says, "Always gives me goosebumps." And at Chamorro Root says, "Chills down my spine. Left Guam in 81 but will never forget where I came from. You can instantly feel the love, family, and the power of our Chamorro people as we unite as one to defend our island. Awesome. Good job to all GU." If you are looking to learn more about the Chamorro culture, KUAM is hosting workshops every Saturday at 10 a.m. to noon at Punton dos Amantes. Sign-ups are full, but you can be put on a wait list by following the link on the caption in this video. A viral video found its way around social media on Tuesday showing 3 Tizen High students assaulting a fellow student. The assault took place near a Derrida bus stop last Friday. A 17-year-old and 2 15-year-old students were interviewed by officers from the Guam Police Department's Juvenile Investigations Section and later confined at the Department of Youth Affairs on Monday. All 3 were charged with aggravated assault and assault. The 17-year-old, since identified as Haven Gale French, was also arrested for possession and use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony and attempted murder. French was charged as an adult by the AG office. Many of you took to social media to express your discontent. Lizelle de la Cruz said, "Yes, everything kids learn start from home, but remember the kids are already almost adults and already know what's right and what's wrong. So let's not judge how the parents raise them because these young adults have a mind of their own. Parents could have raised them well, but these kids just choose to act in a way they want to act, so let's not get too much on the parents. I'm sure their parents aren't happy about the situation either. Not every child's action reflects their parents." Solace, EJ, and Tish said, "I'm sorry, but the parents of these children need to be held liable for this too. It is unfortunate that many parents now will be even more fearful of our children being away from us because disrespectful kids who obviously are not being raised to be respectful young adults. Somewhere adults are failing to properly teach these young children about behavior and consequences, and now the law will teach them. Hold them and their parents accountable for the sake of the victim and his family, and for every child whose safety is at risk by these situations." And Bernadita Kitagua said, "Yes, everyone that was there should be held accountable, including the spectators cheering and taking video." A group of peace activists from Japan visited historical and cultural sites around the island on Saturday. The group also held a protest in front of Andersen Air Force Base main gate to stand in solidarity with Pratehi Letekzen Savertidian and protest against the construction of the live fire training range complex. The group also does not support the relocation of U.S. Marines from Okinawa to Guam. Okinawa has been burdened with accidents, violent crimes involving U.S. military personnel, land contamination, human rights violations, and displacement of local residents. We do not want these burdens to extend to the people of Guam, activist Mizuki Nakamura said. The comments on Instagram showed most of our viewers divided on the issue. At Beach Living High said, "You might ask the Japanese how did the US Marines end up on Okinawa. The buildup will happen. Guam cannot survive without off-island help. There just aren't enough resources. The US military isn't going anywhere, not my opinion. Facts." At Desi Pedro said, "I commend these people for trying to help support land that's not theirs. They saw what happened in Okinawa and didn't want it to happen to Guam. It was a peaceful demonstration. They just want to show their support to locals even when some don't want it. Thank you for saying something. I don't know, but I would rather have people giving support than not caring about what happens at all." And at Maria Hernandez said, "Siduos Maasi to our brothers and sisters from Japan. Thank you for standing with us." And that's all for this week on Trendspotting. Siduos Maasi for watching, and I'll see you next time.
makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Gila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Watch Health Check with Nurse Jen Artero every Tuesday for community health information, advisories, and news you and your family can use for leading a healthier lifestyle. Health Check during KUAM News Healthy Living. Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
All right, my friends, we are back, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that everybody who is concerned with Guam news watched that very shocking video of the fight involving young students, evidently from Tizin High. Now, I got the man with me right now, Sergeant Paul Tapao, and Sarge, you were saying, as a parent, this really shocked you. As an officer of the law, this really concerned you because it deals with public safety and security, but also you used it right now, this week, to turn it into an opportunity to reach out to the other kids from the Titan community and actually teach them right from wrong, but also show them the right way to do things.
Absolutely. You know, I want to commend the administrators from Tizin High, and of course the ranks of the Department of Education. Just this Friday, they hosted an assembly, and I was very fortunate to be one of the guest speakers. And it was an opportunity to convey the message about what they can do collectively as a school. And I expressed to the kids that, yes, as a police officer, I was upset for what had happened, but also as a parent, I was concerned, and I felt I had that emotion attachment to it because we are the SROs for Tizin, and I expressed that to the students that a part of me was hurt in a sense that, you know, we're putting the spotlight again on Tizin High.
You're their surrogate father in a lot of ways.
It seems to feel that way, and we've grown.
These are your kids.
We've grown attached to them, and you know, as I was expressing my concerns, and of course, conveying the message to the students, I also expressed that, you know, when we walk the hallways, we're interacting with the students, giving them, you know, parental advice, teaching them from right from wrong, and letting them, you know, leading them in a path where they can find success. And to hear about this, it was really something in which it was a dinner table discussion that I had with my wife to include my kids about what we can do collectively, you know, should this situation arise. But now we are asking the community and how we can actually help our foster young minds in becoming better decision makers, because really it's you know, when we say it takes a village to raise a child, it literally does take a village. And you know, again, I want to commend the administrators from Tizin High, you know, Department of Education Superintendent, the school board, the Guam Education School Board, and the visiting centers and the respective mayors that made the effort to come and speak to the kids about how we are all supporting them and we stand behind them regardless of what happened.
Okay, now I want to ask you something about, because like you said, you have been a school resource officer for several months now,
yes,
you know, at Tizin High. And you and I both know, you know, when you go to a public school, there's a lot of peer pressure, you know, kids are just being kids, right? I'm sure when you first showed up there, you saw like a lot of kids like, man, that guy's Sergeant Tapao, that guy's not so tough, dude. I could take that guy, you know, like, you know, he's too old, he doesn't get us and everything like that. But when you actually spent time with the kids and you talked to them and they actually saw you, and, you know, you're a tall guy, you're a former offensive lineman, and you D-tackle too, right?
Yes.
You played Iron Man, right?
Yes.
When they actually saw you, they saw your stature and they saw you there, but more importantly, they saw your character and they saw your heart and the fact that you actually care about them. How did their attitudes change about you being on campus?
Oh man, it's shifted. It shifted to really that connection. The connection was immediately made with our officers, and understanding why we were there, and I told the officers, you got to interact with the kids, take advantage of the opportunity that we're here, provide a lesson for the students so that they can take something back and learn from it. And hearing and meeting some of the stories and some of the life experience that a lot of these students have, you'd be surprised in where they've been and how much they've accomplished and how they've used the education system as a crutch or a network so that they can get ahead. And I was taken back by some of the success stories where these kids have seen the cycle of abuse, have seen the cycle of violence, have seen the cycle of addiction, and how they want to be the ones to break that cycle for their younger siblings. And working collectively with the school administrators, working closely with the students, we've incorporated, and we were inclusive, and we, being partners with Manielos Micronesian Resource Center, a lot of the kids knew us because we were in their neighborhoods, we were talking with them, we were playing basketball with them. So they knew us, and of course they rendered that respect, and it really boiled down to was that respect, that mutual respect that's given from a student, more like a child or a daughter to a parent.
And there is the difference because unlike maybe the perception of the police force maybe 20, 30 years ago, you're going to show up, you're going to flash your shiny badge, and you're going to wear shades, and you're just going to stand there and you're going to be like, nope, don't do that. Now you're actually participating in their activities. You're asking them, can you teach me how to use Snapchat and TikTok and WhatsApp? Because, that's kind of beyond me. But, like, get me to where you are because I genuinely want to help you.
Yeah, and you're
it's
spot
empathy.
on. It's spot on because we can relate to them because I have a daughter that's their age, and, they know my daughter, and, it was really understanding what they do and what happened, and I left that assembly telling the kids, telling the students, don't let what happened in the past define who you are. You're Titans. I even told them, in Greek mythology, the mortals looked up to the gods and the Titans.
Yep.
Be that, and
and the Titans were stronger than the gods.
Inspire them, inspire them so that they can continue to find success. And it was a great send-off because they are sending a team, the Air Force Academy or the Air Force Cadet. Senior Jerry and his staff, Colonel Flores have done great wonders with the community. They've assisted us with our community events. They have assisted the many events, community events. One to appreciate is the network that they've established with the Special Olympics Guam and hosting it with the Guam Football Association. So these are some of the small things that the community is not seeing. And, I express it to the students, shine, radiant, be radiant like a sun, and let the community see who the true Titans are. And this is something, we took something that happened and we reiterated that this is not going to define who you are as Titans.
Okay, well, I do want to get your thoughts on maybe some more mythology in just a second, but we do have the crime of the week to get to.
Yes, this is a robbery that unfortunately occurred at the Limtiaco Cemetery in the Mid-Hill. So please, if anybody has information, submit a tip online at guam.crimestoppersweb.com.
Okay, everybody, a cemetery. Here's what you need to know.
On Tuesday, March 3rd, officers from the Southern Precinct Command entertained a robbery complaint that occurred at the Limtiaco Cemetery in Nimitz Hill PD. Now, the preliminary police report suggests that shortly after 12 p.m., a male victim, while at the cemetery, was assaulted by two unknown men who later took the victim's cell phone and his wallet containing cash. The male suspects were last seen fleeing in a silver sand Xbox in an unknown direction. As a result of the attack, the victim was transported to Guam Memorial Hospital for treatment and care relative to injuries he sustained. And the Guam Crime Stoppers is seeking the help from the community relative to this case. If you have any information about this case, please call the Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP or text 688-STOP. You can also visit our webpage at www.guam.crimestoppersweb.com or call the Guam Police Department at 475-8615, 6 or 7. Guam Crime Stoppers wants to remind the public that we do not use caller ID and you do not have to leave your name. You can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information provided leads to the arrest and conviction for the person or persons responsible for this crime or any other crime.
Okay, so Sarge, you were making reference again to Greek mythology, saying like the Titans and the gods or anything like that. You know what, everybody? You talk about the Avengers, and that's the thing on everybody's mind about Earth's mightiest heroes. I'm going to take GPD. That's Guam's mightiest heroes right now. But you guys are all very humble. You don't get too big-headed with your jobs, your responsibilities, but you know your mission. you go out and I would say you're doing a really, really good job with these kids.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And I mean, when we're there at the schools, when all these incidents happen, especially that happened with the viral video, I was really, I took it personally because that's our baby. Like what you said, we're surrogate parents, and this is our responsibility. So, I repeatedly thanked the kids for accepting us and welcoming the Guam Police Department into the Tizen family. And again, this is a learning experience. We continue to learn and grow, and we better ourselves on these type of incidents. And this is what makes each and every one of us better and stewards of the community.
And I don't know, Sarge, if you remember this as we head into commercial break, but I remember after the JFK riot several years ago, you went out there and you said, you went to the JFK kids and you're like, okay, we're going to talk to you, we're going to try and reach out to you, but this ain't happening on my watch.
Absolutely.
And you're like, I care about you guys. I want to make sure you guys have a productive, positive learning environment, and we can't have this.
That's exactly what we're trying to teach the students there. And these students are going to graduate to be productive citizens within our society. So continue to work, and the challenges that is in front of them, these are the challenges that they need to better themselves.
All right, Sarge, we appreciate it as always.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us.
All right, that's a good word from a good man, everybody. Please stay tuned. We're back after this.
It's a celebration at Cars Plus Guam. During our Jeep celebration event, receive up to $2,000 off on the all-new 2020 Jeep Gladiator, the most capable off-road mid-size pickup truck. Customize your Gladiator the way you want it. Call 477-7807 or visit our website and get pre-approved online at carsplusguam.com today.
Start your day the KUAM way with our new streaming shows on Facebook Live each weekday. Here's your starting lineup. Mondays will give you a glimpse into our morning meetings with the KUAM news team. Tuesdays, join our group chat with Chris Barnett. Wednesdays, it's crime time with the island's law enforcers. Thursdays, get the latest info with Dave Delgado, who's in the zone. And Fridays, we get Fit AF, fitness and fun. And the best part, all our shows are completely interactive, so you're directly part of the conversation. Join us Monday through Friday starting at 9 a.m. Start your day the KUAM way.
Starting lineup is presented by Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
All right, friends, here's what you've been waiting all week for, your weekend birthday shoutouts. Let us do what we do best here on the show, wishing happy birthday to some extra special Guamanians on Saturday, March 7th. Tomas P. Torres has a birthday, and his family says please wish a happy 85th birthday to our father, grandpa, great-grandpa of Windward Hills. We love him, coming from his entire family. Tomas, happy birthday to you, sir. And happy birthday going out to Frankie Gogui. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Happy birthday to you. On Sunday, March 8th, Nina Calvo Kidigua celebrates birthday number 11. So, love your family. Happy birthday to our Nina Beans. We hope everybody had the best birthday ever. Be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering on KUAM.com. Just go to the tippy top, click birthdays, and you are in. That's it for our show. We will see you tomorrow.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Green Energy Solutions, Inc. Visit GESIGuam.com or call 647-8111 for more details on how we can help your business save money. KUAM TV8, your official local broadcaster of Tokyo 2020, presented locally by IT&E.
Half a day. I'm Chef Peter Duenas of Mezcla Restaurants, and you're watching Food Obsession. Just got into San